With crypto crashing and everything turning into a sea of red, does this mean the beginning of the end for the crypto market? Maybe the bears have been right all along, maybe this is just the start of something bigger, or maybe not. When looking at the charts, there's one thing that consistently jumps out to me, and we'll be covering why I believe the next big move up is coming. But as of right now, the big question is though, is this latest crypto crash anything to worry about? And so in this video, we'll be covering my take on the current price action, why has it crashed, and what I think is going on. We'll then look at the previous cycles and we'll see how this crazy price action has compared to what's happened in the past. And then we'll finish with the biggest developments from all around the world in just the past couple of weeks. Okay, so first up, with double-digit losses across the board, the big question is, what is going on and is there anything major to worry about? So here we are at Bitcoin's daily chart, and a lot of people are wondering what the hell is going on. Bitcoin had just recently claimed its all-time high, and then we've had this nice sell-off over the past week. And let's just take a look at how bad this has been. From top to bottom, it's about just under 18%. So is this the time to be panic selling and getting out of the crypto market? Well, not just yet. Now, obviously, most people are looking at this market all zoomed in and wondering what's happened. But if we just zoom out and get the proper perspective, I think everything becomes clear. So this is the same Bitcoin chart, this time on the weekly, taking in more data. And now from the very bottom to the launch of the Bitcoin ETF to where we're at right now, this has been one hell of a move up. In fact, it's been such a vertical line, it's very similar to what happened in 2021, where we had one of the biggest moves in crypto's history. So obviously, if something is going to go up almost vertically, you're going to get corrections. And my take on what has just happened is actually similar to what happened a couple of weeks ago. So this was the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs. And what happened is that we had a massive run-up in anticipation, and then as the big event happened, it turned out to be a sell the news event. And from top to bottom, this one was about 22%. So this one was actually worse than what we've just had. But essentially, it was a big run-up to a major event and then big correction. And so what do I think has happened? Well, we've had another massive run-up to a major event, and this one being the previous all-time high. So many people we're just chasing this back to the previous all-time high. And then similar to what happened with the ETFs, we've had this roughly 20% correction. So for me, this is nothing unusual. I'd actually say, considering the epic run that crypto's been on, and even in 2021, you do get these big corrections, big sell-offs, which then, if history repeats in crypto spring and crypto summer, they always lead to the next big leg up. Now, another way to put things in the right perspective is this. If we completely wipe the slate clean, so pretend you are a big investor that's been away in 2024. You haven't looked at one chart, you've not heard one opinion, you've not read one tweet, and you're just going to look at the numbers. So you log in for the first time this year and you take a look and see how Bitcoin and Ethereum has done. You log in and see in Q1 so far in 2024, Bitcoin is up almost 50%. And then Ethereum, same thing, is up almost 40%. The conclusion, I would say, is what? Crash. Bitcoin and Ethereum are having amazing years so far, and they are outperforming every other major asset class. That is what is going on right now. And if we zoom in to the monthlies, now last month we did have another record starting from September last year where we had 4 green months. It went into this year 5. A new record was set in February, 6 months in a row. I can't find any other instance where that had happened, and now we're still on track for the 7th green month in a row. So if anything, we are due a red month. So to me, the crypto market right now still looks very, very strong. Now, let's see what insights we can gather from the previous cycles. So here's a snapshot of everything that's happened in the crypto markets, centering around the halving, which is about only 1 month away. The blue being cycle 1, turning into orange being cycle 2, turning into green being cycle 3, turning into red, which is what we're going through right now, and we're just before the halving. So again, if I were to log in and take a look at where we are and how we compare, as of right now, even though we've just gone through this latest correction, we are still ahead of all the other previous cycles at this point. So if anything, the anomaly is that it's actually gone up too quickly. So I think the major point for this video, which I'd like to share, has to do with the plain Wi-Fi story. So allow me to digress for a couple of minutes, but it's a very important point, and it has to do with human psychology. So this is actually a true story. When Wi-Fi was first getting introduced to planes, there was a flight which was halfway through its journey and it didn't have any internet. So all the passengers were pretty much happy reading books, talking with each other, and doing what they normally do. However, halfway through the flight, there was an announcement from the captain saying, "We are now about to turn on Wi-Fi for the very first time." Obviously, everyone was very excited. The Wi-Fi came on, and all of a sudden, everybody had internet access. Then, about an hour later, there was a problem with the connection, and they lost their Wi-Fi connection. And all of a sudden, there was uproar, and so many of the passengers were now upset. They were suddenly unhappy because they were given something, and then it was taken away. And this is exactly the psychology of what's going on right now. If over the past year, Bitcoin and your favorite altcoin had just steadily been going up, and it was around about 60K, you would have been very, very happy. But the problem was you were given something, a massive, massive run. Your portfolio was pushed artificially high, higher than it should have been. You mentally had banked that money and then it got taken away. So even though you're still at the exact same point, this set of people are extremely happy, but the ones that were given something and then taken away, even though they're at the exact same point, they're now unhappy. So that there is a massive lesson in human psychology. The actual fact is that we're doing really, really well. You were just given something and then it was taken away. And for me, once I heard that story, it's something that I've never forgotten. Okay, and to finish up, let's go over the biggest developments that have happened in just the past couple of weeks. In fact, as I went through these news stories, I'm going to change this title to FOMO Intensifies, as check this out. First up, with the massive success of the Bitcoin ETFs, BlackRock is expanding, and they were going to acquire these spot Bitcoin ETPs for another global allocation fund. It's a fund that's got $36 billion, and BlackRock wants to open the doors and allow these people access to Bitcoin. More FOMO, as in the prestigious College of Stanford have allocated 7% to Bitcoin. They too felt the FOMO. Then we heard that another US-based asset management firm, Patient Capital, also files to invest up to 15% of its net assets. Can you guess where? Into the Bitcoin ETFs. FOMO intensifies. Then in Arizona, the Senate advances an effort to add crypto to the state retirement funds. They too feeling the FOMO. In other news, the most famous Bitcoin whale, Michael Saylor, is doing everything he can to acquire more Bitcoin. This time leveraging convertible notes to acquire more Bitcoin. And in fact, this is the second purchase in recent weeks for Michael Saylor, and he is literally showing people what to do. It doesn't matter if the price is high, setting all-time highs. It doesn't matter if it's crashing or correcting. It doesn't matter if it's bottoming. You just keep buying and acquiring your Bitcoin. And right now, making purchases, all-time highs. And this is how you make billions of dollars. So Michael Saylor showing the way. More FOMO coming in from London as the United Kingdom's Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA, similar to the SEC, came out and said they would not object to requests to create market segments for crypto-backed ETNs, very similar to ETFs. So the UK now scrambling to become a crypto hub. Over in India, we have crypto investment platform Mudrex to offer the US Bitcoin ETFs for Indian investors. FOMO coming in from India. Thailand SEC opening the doors to US spot Bitcoin ETFs, starting with accredited investors. The FOMO coming from Thailand. Deutsche Börse starts a crypto trading platform for institutional clients. More developments, and great to see for the bigger crypto market. And then finally, South Africa is poised to license over 60 crypto firms by this month. So they too want to get in on the crypto action. So I would say don't worry about the latest correction. The true story is that this is what mass adoption looks like. With crypto crashing and everything turning into a sea of red, the question was if there was anything major to worry about. When looking at the most recent price action, it appears to me that we've had another massive run-up to a major event, this time being the previous all-time high, and then another massive sell-off, similar to what just happened with the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs. If we completely wipe the slate clean and take a look at Bitcoin's and Ethereum's performance so far this year, I would say, what crash. They are both having excellent years, even in this crash, and outperforming every other major asset class. And the developments from all around the world keep coming in thick and fast. And as you saw, major FOMO is starting to intensify from all corners of the globe. And finally, if history is anything to go by, in crypto spring and crypto summer, in the massive corrections and massive crashes, they've always been followed by the next big move up. And so, as of right now, I don't see anything major to be worried about. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now you tell me, is there anything major that I've missed? Let me know below. However, just remember, to get rid of 100% of the comment spam and trading bots that plague YouTube comments, we are trying out the new SuperThanks Commenting system. So to get your question or comment read and replied to, or just to say thanks, then use SuperThanks below. And for now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.